Hello, my name is Felix, and welcome to the Jobbing Jabronis Wrestling Podcast.
And I'm P. Whitney, reporting live from the Phoenix suburban metropolitan area.
That's right. We are your insider source for wrestling news. We are as inside as it gets as when it comes to wrestling news. None of these wrestling journalists out there can lace up our boots with the kind of secret intel we have that we, pick up from Twitter, Reddit, and, random
And
discussions.
honestly, Edwin, we'd be crazy to be outside in this weather. In Arizona and El Paso, it is hot out there. So, yes, we are inside all the way.
R.I.P. to those outside wrestling journalists. Published in the Wall Street Journal last night is an expose on Vince McMahon. He allegedly paid a secret $3 million settlement to a former employee that he was allegedly having an affair with, according to the Wall Street Journal. Unnamed employee was working as a paralegal there in 2019. Signed an NDA because those always work.
Yep.
And out of nowhere, the paralegal's salary gets increased to $200,000 because that makes sense. And there's some other alleged misconduct by the head of talent relations, Johnny Ace, who, as far as I know, has never had anything, even vaguely creepy reported about him. He's always been this wholesome figure with the female talent backstage. So I, for one, am shocked by this.
And he's married to one of the Bella twins' mom.
Yeah, you would think he'd be a little more.
And he used to live just down the road from me, actually, in deepest, darkest Phoenix suburban metropolitan area.
Well, he might be spending a lot more time down there after this.
But maybe McMahon, maybe they just misunderstood their position. Maybe he thought he was in the missionary position. Second bad joke of the day. Sorry.
You get 3 and then
pulling.
Well, no. If anybody's gonna get the "you're fired" button tonight, it's gonna be Vince McMahon.
Firing himself.
I don't know. If this is actually gonna lead to anything. You kind of got the whole cookie cutter. We're investigating it, and as far as we know, by the way, saying we're investigating it and the relationship was completely consensual, I feel like it shouldn't go in the same sentence. Like, it probably is. I'm sure it was consensual, but shouldn't you wait until you actually investigate?
That's what the non-disclosure agreement probably said, so you gotta go with that.
And then another. And then what?
And so my guess is Johnny Ace is just gonna be the fall guy.
I would imagine so.
Online too, and that seems like that's what they're setting up.
I would imagine so. The damnedest part of that report is where it says the email said McMahon doubled the woman's salary after the relationship began, and that, quote, McMahon gave her away like a toy to John Laurinaitis.
Well, I hadn't seen that. That's kind of creepy.
Kind of really freaking creepy.
Now, but I'll see this, Edwin. What is creepier? Vince for offering the gifts or Johnny Ace for accepting the gifts?
The latter one.
I think it's actually creepier the accepting. Oh, yes, I'll accept your gift. Neither are right. Don't get me wrong. Neither are right.
But which one is more creepy?
Yeah, it just seems like what's the creepier would be the accepting of this gift. But then again, Johnny Ace has always been known as a yes man.
That's true. Yeah.
Maybe his argument will be, I was just afraid of saying no to the boss, I didn't want to do it, but I was just afraid to say no.
Yeah, I don't think people power is going to save him now. But maybe Vince pays Johnny Ace a cool $3 million and has him sign an NDA, and then that leaks a couple years from now, and the cycle starts all over again.
Or he can just play he's the old man, too old to understand what he's really doing.
Yeah.
If you look at the plot lines for the WWF for the last year or two, he would have some good evidence.
Like you said, my guess is probably nothing happens. I don't see why anything would happen, especially since, Vince paid her out of pocket, apparently. But then again, Vince controls a majority of the shares in WWE, so I don't know if it matters. Like, can you actually get kicked out by the board if you're the majority shareholder?
Who is
I
the
don't
leader
know.
of the board, or who thinks he's getting in charge now? The
Yeah.
Wrath of Khan.
I remember back in the day when Triple H, kicked Vince off the board for way less. He even said, like,
And
I'm sorry,
yeah.
Pops, but you're out.
And didn't his wife do that to him too at one point? He's probably been kicked off the board many times.
Yeah, he will survive this one. It's actually way harder to survive getting kicked off the board in kayfabe than it is in real life.
Yeah. Though, how much do you want to bet Vince probably gave Donald Trump a call to ask him how he would handle the situation?
I believe it. I think Trump learned a lot from that Stormy Daniels situation.
And Jerry Jones. Now there is a table for three on the WWE Network that would get ratings, man. Jerry Jones, Donald Trump, and VKM just shooting the bull while getting liquored up. That would be must-see TV.
They'll probably be quicker than that. They're probably on a 3-way Zoom call as we speak, trying to figure out how to get Vince out of this.
Because they're the same person, I'm pretty sure, overall, moral-wise. Well, okay, I guess only one of them has tried to lead a coup on the nation, but overall, they're like kind of
it's similar
the same
enough.
person.
Similar enough.
Egotistically speaking.
Yeah. What I love people were shocked at is the revelation that Vince McMahon would cheat on Linda McMahon. They haven't been together in like 100 years, people. Like, did you actually think they were together? Like, it's political.
And in the courtroom, if they need any evidence, Your Honor, let me present to you Monday Night Raw from 1999. Here is Vince McMahon making out with Canadian Trish Stratus, totally making out, while his wife is 2000. I apologize. While his wife is comatose in a wheelchair.
Oh, God.
And he's really making out, too. Ah.
I just hope this trial is as long as the Amber Heard Johnny Depp trial. I'd love to see 6 weeks of just, them playing 90s WWF clips, having people join Vince's Kiss My Ass Club.
Oh, yeah. And the morality of, Your Honor, this man, Vince McMahon, wanted to do an incest angle with his very own daughter, Stephanie McMahon.
I reread that story at least once a year, not because I'm a pervert, but because it's hilarious. And what always will kill me about that story is Stephanie McMahon asking Vince to step out into the hallway with her after he mentions that, and then a couple seconds later they come back in, and Vince never mentions it again.
Well, you do sign a non-disclosure agreement on yourself every year before you read that, right?
I believe you.
So you're covered.
You're covered.
And how about Your Honor, for this regular man? He also had put in the script for his wife to make out with Eric Bischoff.
That's right.
In their house, and he was there helping film it because he wanted to get the angles right.
I'm shocked none of this was in the report. It feels like whoever's doing the investigating for the Wall Street Journal is missing some juicy stuff, because this was the weakest thing by far.
And I did not know of a friend of mine, Ernie Green, another popular comic in the Phoenix area and a wrestling historian, said that there were also charges of rape against McMahon back in 1983.
Oh, I saw that.
Referee.
Yeah, I saw that pop up like on every time one of these things goes down, there's all these Twitter threads. So there's a Twitter thread called 30 horrible things Vince McMahon has done. I'm pretty sure that's where Ernie read it, because I read it at the exact same time he did probably yesterday. But, Twitter threads are obviously the greatest source of accurate journalism in the world.
That's why I'm reporting them.
The only one.
Again, the only thing that makes us insiders is we are living in really hot places outside and we need air conditioning.
Yeah. I like to think, people that well, here's a joke for you. Do you know what you call the last person in their journalism school graduating class?
The National Enquirer
A
reporter?
wrestling journalist.
Oh, okay.
Close enough, same tier. I think that people become wrestling journalists because there is no consequence to getting this shit wrong.
No. To be fair, I never really thought of Bill Apter as really being a journalist. I think of them as more being creative writers anyway.
Yeah,
I
that
mean,
probably makes sense. But I think
particularly in the olden days.
yeah. So we'll keep shit talking other wrestling insiders while we ourselves are here, insulting them but insulting us at the same time.
Well, then speaking of the bosses, did you see what happened to? There were reports this morning from another Twitter journalist that apparently Kevin Dunn is being looked at for some, shall we say, stock irregularities,
What?
otherwise known as insider trading.
Are you kidding me?
Otherwise
Day
known
after
as-
Vince is being investigated, Kevin Dunn is getting investigated
known
for
as-
insider trading.
He's on the board, so he would know what's going to maybe happen in the next day, and he decided to sell $1 million worth of shares.
Wow. Somebody.
Now again, this could be related to our second story too about SASHA Banks, but
Yeah, that is not a lot of info on the Kevin Dunn thing yet. But yeah, the other big news story, which also has a shockingly low amount of info because, this is wrestling. Everything is made up. SASHA Banks has allegedly been released by WWE. There is one lone wrestling news source out there reporting it, and of course everybody is creaming themselves over it because that's how we roll.
that's what we want to hear, Edwin.
Some guy
that's
in there.
What we want to hear. Sasha's been freed. Sasha can now go to AEW.
Yeah, some guy in his basement just tweets SASHA Banks has been released, and all of a sudden we're talking about this. Butterfly.
Yeah. So kind of like with Johnny Ace and Vince, though. Okay, who's more at fault? The 12-year-old in the basement reporting this, or us reporting the 12-year-olds as more or less facts?
We are.
But let's keep talking. Sasha Banks is allegedly gone.
Yeah,
Woo!
and that's it, people. That's literally everything that was reported. There was nothing about Naomi. The report said that SASHA Banks' lawyers got involved because, of course, the report would say that. I don't know why lawyers would have to get involved. It sounds like they're probably going to fire her anyway.
Wait. What do paralegals sometimes become? Lawyers. Who might be SASHA Banks' lawyer?
Oh my God, it's
Could this all be intertwined like an amazing plot like the newest Jurassic Park movie?
It's perfect 10 out of 10, that movie. But
Hey, 12-year-old in your basement. I think we just connected the dots here.
It was a long burn. And people think WWE can't write, 3-arc storylines over years. They do it better than AEW, and they do it in real life, people. Unlike that fake AEW where people fake, foot injuries and other, breaking their necks and stuff. Or like Jeff Hardy who faked wrestling drunk just for our entertainment.
You can go with that theory. I'm not going to go that far out yet. Now the fake foot injury by CM Punk, I am all over that, as we've documented in the past. That would be amazing. But
yeah, that's really it. Until there's some confirmation that she's actually been released, we're all literally wasting our time, just like P. Whitty and I are doing here.
But coming up on what's the next AEW pay-per-view called? Forbidden Door.
Forbidden Door.
What would be the most forbidden person to come through that forbidden door to end the Forbidden Door pay-per-view?
The paralegal that banged Vince?
Or
Oh, Sasha.
I would actually like a paralegal. I have the entire story of Vince on Wednesday on AEW Dynamite. I'll give you every sort of detail. That would be amazing. Yes, Edwin. But I was actually thinking Sasha.
They're
At
gonna
the end of the pay-per-view, end with, I guess, they'd have to end with a women's match. I can't imagine them ending the pay-per-view with the women's,
or ending with a women's match that doesn't have Britt Baker in it.
Yeah, but just imagine Sasha prancing down to the ring with her cousin. Is that Snoop Dogg, right?
Yeah, her cousin Snoop Dogg.
And Snoop Dogg's been on AEW in the past.
Has he really?
Wasn't that Snoop Dogg that he did the one match early on in AEW's?
I thought Shaq was on there. I don't remember Snoop.
No, Shaq was on too. I believe Snoop Dogg did something too, or at least he did commentary.
Good for him. Sasha's got the in. Up and coming wrestlers. She's got the in.
Not that she needs an in. I am sure Tony Khan is all excited. Oh, Sasha's coming.
I wonder if she would actually go to AEW, or if, I don't know. She seemed to be doing well with stuff like The Mandalorian. For her own career, I know she loves wrestling, but she would do way better if she just left wrestling.
But again, who was AEW? They got their connections with Time Warner, HBO Max.
Yeah, everybody's been reporting that for 3 years, that AEW is going to be on HBO Max, and so far they've been nowhere.
Yeah, and she can have a fun intergender match against Sammy Guevara. Because they had a little tiff 3 years ago when he said some really inappropriate, or maybe 2 years ago, based on stuff he said were inappropriate, misogynistic stuff about her. That got him suspended for a while.
Yeah, not even just inappropriate. He made what he said was a joke about assaulting her.
Yeah, I didn't want to go on details. It's totally inappropriate.
And
I said inappropriate, misogynistic that should not have been said. That got him suspended.
Yeah, I just hope this doesn't end with Sammy Guevara trying to pull his signature move and, proposing to her, even though he barely knows her. That would be an extra level of gross coming from him.
Well, that might make sense after Chris Jericho, went over to take Conti. Now that you did see last night, Sammy Guevara is now a member of Chris Jericho's army.
Oh, that's right. He saved Chris Jericho.
So
Chris Jericho won that hair versus hair match, right?
Yep, very exciting.
Yep.
But yeah, that would be an interesting plot line if
that would be very interesting. As you all can see, the details are so sparse on this Sasha Banks situation that we have moved into the territory of Sammy Guevara's many engagements. So this is probably
that is what we do. But Edwin, that is what separates us from that 12-year-old in the basement. We can talk about other stuff.
Yeah,
we're just waiting for one little report about a paralegal.
Yeah, we just have slightly higher diction than the 12-year-old.
We'll need to bring our diction into this, Edwin.
But with that, that's everything that we know about those two situations and everything we don't know, because 99% of everything we just said is made up. So with that, we'll talk to you guys soon.
But made up, based on Twitter facts.
Yeah, there you go. Factual Twitter threads.
That is what we do.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you. This has been the Jobbing Jabronis Wrestling Podcast, and we will come to you again, I don't know.
Whenever news hits.
Whenever there's another Twitter thread with details written by a 12-year-old that we want to...
When Jimmy from the basement reports it, you'll hear it here second. Guaranteed.
Or a day late, whatever works for us.
Exactly, because we're busy sometimes playing with our activities.
And with that, we will talk to you all soon. Bye-bye.
Adios.